Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie. For those of you who may be new here, welcome and thank you for joining. If you are returning, welcome back. Good to see you. All my basic readings are posted at the top of or at the bottom of the chat. They've moved to the bottom of the chat now. I can answer any of your questions that you may have, any of your queries, with the exception of medical or legal questions. Please consult a professional for those matters. I offer mini readings, which consist of 5 cards. They are 1 question, and that is a donation amount of $7.77 if you use Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $9.99. And then I also offer a full reading, which is 10 cards, and that can be 1 full question or 2 5-card readings, and that's $14.14. And listening to SuperChat again, that is $20.20. And then I offer my expanded reading, which is 15 cards, and that is $21.21. And listening to SuperChat, which is $29.29. And that can be 1 question, 1 in-depth question, or split into 2, 1 10-card reading and 1 5-card reading, or split into 3 5-card readings. Pull those up. Today I am using my beautiful Magical Girl tarot deck. It's literally, or Magical Tarot. I think it was called Magical Girl Tarot. I don't know why I'm imagining that, but when I purchased it, it was called Magical Girl Tarot, and it's based off of Sailor Moon. We love Sailor Moon. We stand Sailor Moon. I answer any of your questions. I answer a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to interpersonal matters. I have a reading that I developed early in my career, my professional tarot reading. It's my OG love spread, as a lot of my clients call it. But it's at no additional donation amount, and it essentially answers 3 major questions in one. It's very comprehensive. It answers what your person's current thoughts are towards you, their current feelings, and their current intentions, as well as their general energies and your general energies. So actually it's like 5 answers in one. It's very in-depth, and it can be done with a mini, a full, or an expanded reading. So I always like to offer that. I'm also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know before making your donation. I need to know what their name is, their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you. It's very, very helpful if you can send a photograph, but it's not mandatory. I do not believe in twin flames. This is an anti-twin flames channel. No hate, no tea, no shade to anyone who does subscribe to the twin flame theory, but I don't. I'm not going to get into why. You can ask. If you want to ask, I'll tell you why. But I don't believe in twin flames, but I do believe in soulmates. I do believe in love. I do believe that there's a special person for all of us out there. And I offer a soulmate confirmation reading, which is pretty self-explanatory there. It consists of 10 cards, and we directly ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if the person in your life is indeed a soulmate of yours. If the answer is yes, I'll explain why and what context. We have many soulmates in this life, and they come in many different shapes and sizes. They're not always romantic. Sometimes they're professional. Sometimes it's a friendship. Sometimes it's a family member. So it'll explain what context the person is soulmate and what purpose they serve in your life. If the answer is no, they'll also explain why not. And then alternatively, we can also ask the question if they give their divine blessing towards your connection with this person. That also confirms yes or no with soulmate status. So that is very comprehensive and thorough if you're wondering about someone currently in your life right now. I also have been studying past life regression since I was very, very young, and yeah, past life regression therapy is very, very important to me, and is deeply rooted in the work that I do. And past life readings are endlessly fascinating. We can ask for spirit to illustrate a past life of yours that was the most challenging, or the most fortunate, or the most favorable of your past lives. But they're always very insightful, incredibly insightful, and often explain certain aspects of ourselves, and definitely illustrate our soul's journey and tapestry. And those are $19.19, unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $27.27. And I also offer private readings offline if privacy and discretion is something that is important to you with this question. I offer them one-on-one via Zoom, by appointment only. Please email me or send me a message over on Instagram, and we can coordinate a time that works for you. And it's one-on-one. It's what you're seeing here, but it's just me and you, and no one else is watching or hearing. You can give me all the context and backstory that you need, and there's no limit to the number of questions we answer. We can just get as deep as possible. And if we need to extend our time, we can do that. I've definitely accommodated that. So I highly recommend my private readings. It's just one-on-one. And then I also offer private readings that are at no additional donation amount, for matters, again, of privacy and also convenience. If you have a question that you need me to answer and you don't see me online, just send me your donation with your question, and I can answer it in 1 to 3 hours, via voice memos over Instagram DMs or typed via email, whichever you prefer. And with that, the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next or first will be read for next. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. And we just received a donation from Miss Chateria. Hey girl, hey, how are you? Good, good. Happy Tuesday to you, love. How can I assist you today? What's on your mind? Even though work was a bit busy, I don't know how you feel about that, but I usually like it when work's busy because it keeps me going. But I know you're a nurse, and that's really hectic. I can only imagine. I don't know what type of nursing you do, but it's a lot. I have a good friend who works in the NICU at SF General, and he texted me the other day an audio message, and I heard the little babies screaming in the background. I'm like, oh my god, y'all do God's work, serious. It's like code after code, busy, yeah, or it was, yeah, yeah. Well, you got through it. You're a strong woman. um, yeah, no, it's that's a tough job for sure. Um, yeah. OMG lol. What's up? So what's going on? What's going on with the the situation with Jay? I almost called him something else. I want to call him Dr. J. I mean, he is Dr. J. But all my friends who are doctors, I do call them like I have a few friends who are doctors, and and they hate it too. They're like, hello, Doctor blah blah. But I want to check in with the energy between me and JB for sure. Did you want to do the love spread or reading. Thoughts, feelings, and intentions. I'm dying to know his sign. Wait, do you already know his sign? Do we know his sign? I would wager that he's an earth sign. But what do I know? You got it, love. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are JB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? He's an Aries. Oh, dang, diggity dang. Okay, so we know he's an Aries. I'm sorry, you probably told me that. And can you remind me what your? I'm blanking on what your sign is. You're Gemini, right? Or Leo? We have Ace of Wands reversed, Knight of Cups reversed, King of Swords reversed, Eight of Pentacles reversed, and the Sun. Okay. After I accepted the friend request, there hasn't been any communication. No, I'm a Sagittarius. Okay, 2 fire signs. Okay, so yeah, there's been I see that. I see that there's been no communication. We'll start with your current energies. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're kind of waiting in the sidelines. Like, what's going on here? Like, there's no communication. Like, do you want to talk to me? Do you what do you want to start some communication with me? And you're not seeing a beginning, you're not seeing a start, you're not seeing any action, any communication. His general energy, we have the Sun. He's definitely, I can't deny that he looks at you fondly, and is attracted. He's attracted to you for sure. Yes, yeah. But it goes back to his, I don't want to say inability to navigate romantic connections. I'd say an inability to manage and maintain and even start interpersonal connections, whether they be even, friends, because, romantic relationships usually start as friends, right? At least in my case, it often does start with, kind of platonic energy, and then it gets flirty, and then it becomes something deeper. And there's no guidebook to it, there's no textbook for the book of love, and that's really what he needs. He's very formulaic. He's very, like step by step, like protocol, like he does things very logically, and in the way that they're like supposed to be done. And so when it comes to love, he's really effing clueless. Knight of Cups reversed, and he's aware of that. And I think there's some shame there as well. Do you know how old he is? I never asked. Maybe I did. Did you say he was like in his late 40s or so? He's definitely a single Pringle, I'll tell you that. He doesn't have a family or anything like that. And he's a catch. Like, we know this. He's handsome. He's obviously very, very smart. He's very successful, determined. looks great on paper, and his energy's good too. Like, he's a good man. He knows right from wrong. That's the other thing too. Because he's a very logical person, he doesn't. I don't want to say he's a saint. He's never done anything wrong, but he is. Yeah, he's pretty pure of heart, love. Um, right, he's older, like mid-40s. That's what yeah, that was the. I'm thinking he's like 46 or something. Is the energy that I'm getting and the number I'm seeing. Um, and I want to say, at that age, like, it's kind of like, what if someone isn't married? But times have changed. I was thinking about this earlier today. Like, as millennials, the dating landscape totally changed with online dating. And then with Gen Z, I think it's even harder for a lot of them to establish relationships. I can't tell you how many Gen Z kids I know who, like, have never been in a relationship, and they're in their, like, mid to late 20s, never been with a person. I imagine it was really hard for, like, and I was thinking this too during COVID, like, kids that were in college or, like, in their 20s at that time, like, a lot of my clients were, like, really having a tough time navigating the dating world when we were all locked up. And I think it kind of stunted, and he's not of that age group, I'm kind of just rambling now, but it kind of stunted the development of a lot of us. And I'm not blaming COVID for his inability to establish. He definitely has issues with establishing intimacy with women. I would not be surprised if he sees a therapist about this. This is an issue of his, and it's not the first time that this has happened, where he's felt affection and desire for somebody and is, like, totally clueless as to which direction to go, when really it's as simple as, hey, like, do you want to grab coffee sometime? Like, okay, I want to ask you a question. If he were to message you, what would be the ideal message that he would send you? What would make you smile? What do you want to hear from him? Because I think that's what he's wondering too. Is, like, I know that's what he's wondering. It's like, how do I establish that? But there's also an issue with this Eight of Pentacles reversed. I'll get to in a moment. There is the issue of the fact that the two of you work together. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Eight of Pentacles is the work environment, and I do think that he has some boundaries when it comes to interpersonal relationships, especially within the workplace. He's never dated anyone he's worked with, or exactly like a hello. As simple as a hello. Okay, it's as simple as hello. Yeah. I've said it. I think I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Unfortunately, and I know you don't want this, but I think that you're going to have to poke him. Do they still have that? I know they literally, back in the day on Facebook, they used to actually have a poke feature, and it was like a little, like, do you remember that? It was like a little finger, and you could click on it on someone's page, and it was just like poking them, just like, I see you, but not saying anything to them. That was how I dated that guy who lived above me, and I didn't stalk him, but I thought he was cute, and so I, like, found out his name and found him on Facebook. Yeah, and then there was a storm one night, and his mat on his porch fell onto my balcony, and so I messaged him on Facebook. I was just like, hey boy, I live, like, in A1, and your mat's on my doorstep if you want to come pick it up. And he immediately came down, and yeah, like, I sometimes we have to. I think he wants you to make the first move. Honestly, we don't work in the same department, just the same. Yeah, no, I understand. You guys don't work in the same department, which is definitely a plus. Although if you did work in the same department, there would be more frequency of interaction. And that's the issue, is there's just no interaction. And if I were you, I would just shoot my shot and say hello. Just say exactly what you want him to say to you. But I thought sending him a blank message was kind of the same thing. That wasn't. I think he's on the spectrum. I'm not a doctor, okay, but I was thinking about this situation like a couple days ago. I think he's on the spectrum, girl. I would not be surprised. I mean, a lot of. Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. Sorry, my phone vibrated and then it hit my soda. It made a weird noise. Thank you for your additional donation, Miss Shateria. And this King of Swords reversed with his feelings. Remember, I was telling you, like, he wants like a guidebook, like a handbook on how to like do the dang thing, like just initiate contact with you. He's not gonna pick up on little clues and hints if he's on the spectrum. I've dated a lot of people on the spectrum, and if they're aware of it, if they've been diagnosed with it, they'll often just tell me, like, straight up, like, I am on the spectrum, so it's very difficult for me to read other people's social cues, so sometimes you need to be more direct with me. Like, I dated a guy who literally said that to me. Also, the guy who I'm kind of I don't even want to talk about him, actually, because that's not going well. But yeah, he's definitely on the spectrum too, and does not read little hints and cues. I have to be very direct with him. So the blank message thing, that excited him, and it did provoke him to add you as a friend, but it also confused him a bit. There was confusion there. I remember in a former reading, we had like the moon reverse. There are energies of confusion here, for sure. Does he want me to make the first move? Doing that is out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I understand. I understand. But I will say, when we stay in our comfort zone, that can be dangerous. That's the whole reason why I'm like not with this guy that I'm interested in, is because he won't break out of his comfort zone. And I respect that, but he's also not going to have me physically unless he can promise something, solid and long term, or at least like a chance of that. But he straight up just said, like, I will never live with anyone, I will never marry anyone. So why would I want to engage with that, He's in his comfort zone, and it drives me bananas. I'm like, and fear is the opposite of love. So when we're fearful and want to stay in our comfort zone, it can sometimes push love away. Let's see if he wants you to make the first move. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides says JB wants Shateria to make the first move and reach out to him. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides says JB wants Shateria to make the first move. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides says JB wants Shateria to make the first move. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides says JB wants Shateria to make the first move. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides says JB wants Shateria to make the first move. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, does JB want Shateria to make the first move? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, does JB want Shateria to make the first move? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, does JB want Shateria to make the first move? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, does JB want Shateria to make the first move? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, does JB want Shateria to make the first move? I saw the 8 of Wands when I was shuffling the cards. If that comes up, I'm going to just like howl and cackle with laughter like the witch that I am. Okay, we've got 4 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles reversed, 10 of Wands, the Chariot reversed, and 9 of Swords. Oh, dang. this guy's really, you really make him nervous. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm just like, this Nine of Swords is just like screaming at me right now. Nine of Swords is like insomnia, anxiety, um, unnecessary worries and fears. He is extreme. Yeah, the Chariot reversed. It is extremely outside of his comfort zone to reach out to you. And I do believe with this Knight of Pentacles reversed, I do believe that it is I know you guys work in different departments, but he is, a doctor, and there's certain protocols, and it's not unheard of for doctors to date nurses or date other doctors or coworkers. It's totally not unheard of. I used to be an au pair for a woman who she was a nurse, and her ex-husband was a doctor. My ex boyfriend's daughter was a nurse. She got married to a surgeon. It happens all the time. But it's really intimidating for him. He makes me feel the same way. I was gonna say, this is what I'm seeing, mirroring of energy. You guys are both really nervous to communicate with one another. He's terrified of making the first move. I truly believe we are mirroring you. Yes, you really are. And I see this a lot. I see this a lot with folks who are interested in one another, and there's just this like stalemate of like no one's making the first move. Someone's got to do it. He does want harmony, and with this Four of Wands, he does see potential with you. But it also like, it's an upheaval of like a lot of fears. He's insecure. He's insecure as hell. He can't read social cues. I do think he's on the spectrum. I mean, dude's obviously very, very smart. And is able to navigate that landscape. But I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but I swear there was actually a quote that I in a cartoon I was watching the other night, a cartoon for adults, called Long Story Short. It's really good. And one of the characters is super nerdy and logical and like by the book, and yeah, he said something similar. He said something that like resonated with this situation to me. He was like, why can't there just be like a step-by-step guide on how to make somebody yours, and so yeah, that's really what he wants. He does want you to make the first move, but I will say that still makes him nervous, because then he's thinking like, okay, well, she says hello to me. I do, if you reach out and say hello to him, he will respond to you, Shatiri. He won't ignore you. How deep will he go in terms of communication, I think, is largely, unfortunately, on your shoulders. Well, you guys are both carrying the weight of initiating something right now. You're both attracted to one another, but it's just, do you see him regularly? And when you see him, do you say hello? You guys don't even like see each other, do you? I believe he'll make me wait for a response. That's possible. That's based on his prior communications and actions. That stands to reason. But he's not playing games with you, Shateria. That's the thing, is he's not making you wait to play games here. He doesn't play games. That's not his style. as I told you, he can't pick up on cues, on social cues. It's very difficult for him. The waiting for a response is him in his head, like, what's the correct way? How do I respond correctly? How do I respond in the most? That's what I figured. Yeah, you guys don't even see each other at work. Yeah, the waiting, that would be more in part due to him probably asking like ChatGPT or like friends or even a therapist, like, what's the best way for me to respond to Shateria. He doesn't want to make any he doesn't want to make any wrong moves here. He does not feel confident in himself and in his divine masculinity. He's just not confident in that. And I don't know if you can pick up on that when you have seen him in person or in the photographs that you see of him on Facebook. If he seems kind of not standoffish, but reserved. He is reserved, and just very, very by the book. So yeah, I agree. He will likely not take forever to respond, but it might take a couple of days because he wants to get it right. Do I think that would be a pattern? No, I don't think that it would be a conversation like where you make a statement and then you wait 3 days and I mean, I don't know about you, but I have some friends who I text where like I text them every day with like a little message or something, or I'll text them like 2 or 3 times a day. Like, and I have little like things that I text. Like I have one friend who we always text if the time is like, if it's like 11:11 or 12:12. Whenever it's an angel number, we just message each other, just letting each other know, like, hey, I'm thinking about you. But that's, I mean, those are with like established relationships. This is something new. So, and the waiting's different. The rhythm of communication has not been established yet. That's not something that we can really observe and analyze and work with here. Guys have approached me. Oh, I'm sure guys approach you. Absolutely. I have no doubt about that. It's just this guy is not approaching you. Is the issue. It's not that you're undesirable by any means. You are incredibly desirable, and you're desired by him. But I'll tell you what, girl. I have clients, I have friends who have been in this exact situation where they're like pining over someone and they just can't figure out how to initiate something. And really, it's about just taking that dive, taking that leap of faith, the Fool card. And he may, we don't know how he'll respond. That's up to free will. But based on his energies and his past behaviors, he would likely be kind of a slow messenger at first. I think it's possible. I definitely think it's possible to start something with him, but it's slow and steady here. Slow and steady is going to win the race with this guy, because that's how he operates. He's not a risk taker, and he sees communicating with you and initiating that communication as a possible risk, because he's wondering, is it professionally appropriate for me to do this? What are the guidelines here? He's not 100% positive that you're into him because you haven't directly said it to him, and like I told you, like he that's the clarity that he needs with that Sun card. He needs just like total transparency, which isn't very fun. I'll be honest. In flirtation, it doesn't sound like it's really your style. You like to be correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, you like to be courted, you like to be approached, you like to feel like desired, you know, and not having to make the first move. I think a lot of women feel that way. I wonder how gay folks, I mean, I have so many gay friends. I wonder how it works with gay folks who makes the first move, you know, because if it's two girls or two guys, well, gay guys don't have problems with that. They get it on and they have fun and they move on. I think gay guys seriously have like the healthiest relationships. They like, well, no, I take that back. But when they do actually have relationships, like they're very grounded and not emotionally charged. It's an interesting dynamic. I don't want that to be my first message to him. What do you mean? Like hello? Or you don't want your first message to him to be I like you? I wasn't suggesting that you tell him, hey, like I like you. No, I wouldn't be that direct. I wouldn't be that, but I would be, flirtatious, like hi, like little like smiley wink emoji with a little heart or something, just to kind of give him a social cue that you do have romantic inclinations towards him, because he just doesn't read that stuff. It's very hard for him to read. Yeah, that's a little too direct. I wouldn't suggest anyone really do that. But just reaching out, not a blank message, but an actual like hello. Um, and honestly, Shateria, I say just go for it, because what's the worst that's gonna happen? If you don't message him, you might be just waiting around for him to message you, and he might just forget about this because it does cause him stress, because he doesn't know how. It's a situation that he desires that he doesn't know how to initiate, which calls to question. I know you guys like each other, but it does call into question: are you actually compatible with one another? Is his dating style compatible with yours? Because that's something that needs to be taken into consideration with every new connection. You don't respond or block me. Yeah, no, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. Thank you, but Miss Felicia. Hey, girl, hey. Thank you so much for your donation, sweetheart. Um, so he doesn't respond or block you. Um, yeah, no, he wouldn't do that. But if you want my advice, I say just say hello. Just say hello. Hey, Miss Felicia, how you doing? Um, because the worst that's gonna happen, yeah, I mean, the worst that'll happen is he won't respond or he'll block you. That's the worst that'll happen. Um, and then obviously the best that'll happen is that he'll interact with you and something will grow between the two of you. But I do wonder if he's, I don't want to say dateable, because he's definitely dateable on paper for sure, but I am convinced it's been a very long time since he's dipped his toe in like the realm of love and romance. He's very highly focused on his work. He doesn't have much of a personal life, babe. He doesn't have much of a personal life, um, to speak of. He has family, but like yeah, not many friends. Hasn't been in a relationship for a while, so he's not super socially queued up. Um, so yeah, I would just reach out to him. I think there's no harm in doing that. Because yeah, like you said, the worst that'll happen is he won't respond or he'll block you, and I don't think that he'll do either of those things. But it's definitely worth a shot, because the energy I'm getting here is he's really really stressed, and I'm sure that work stresses him out too. Um, I know you guys are in different departments, but I'm sure things are. I don't know what kind of doctor he is, what field he's in, but he works hard, and he often buries himself in work, and that's like his identity, and it's worked for him, but he is wanting more and realizing that he wants more. But yeah, he's a good guy. He's a sweetie. I get good energy, good vibes from him for sure. But he is shy and timid. Um, he's insecure. I shouldn't say shy, but he is insecure when it comes to the ladies. Um, so yeah, you may have to be a little bolder, which I've been faced with this issue myself. And sometimes I just choose, like, well, if I have to be this bold and move outside of my comfort zones this much, maybe we're not compatible long term, But it's also worth, you got to find out too. I would ask him to have coffee with you know, easy peasy. I would just start with a hello, like, um, maybe a compliment, like, or something along those lines. But or something regarding your work, but like some kind of like little like lead in for a conversation. Like, hi, like, you know, good to see you on here. I don't know about you, but like work's been crazy in my department. How are things over there? Maybe talk about work. I mean, that's start there. That's his life, girl. So yeah, I would reach out to him if I were you. Yeah. Why does this have to be so hard? Because he's a difficult person, love. He's a good guy, but he's really clueless when it comes to romance. And he's not Romeo. He's not a playboy. He's not an F boy by any means. So we love that. But he's also, he hasn't had a girlfriend in a long time, girl. This has been going on for almost 2 years. Oh, wow. That's too long. I didn't know it's been going on for that long. You've dated other people, though, right? You haven't just been waiting on him. I would just reach out. Just shoot your shot, girl. I would just go for it. I think it'll make things easier. I think it will reveal the truth if he's actually compatible with you or not, because that's what we need to know. And if he's not, then you know it's hard to accept, but it might be something that you need to lay to rest, which is something I've been dealing with lately. Compatibility is really important. Two people can really, really like one another, but if he can't be the man that you need as a partner, that's something that we need to know. Yeah, but the feelings haven't changed. Yeah, no, the feelings haven't changed. I stand by that. I see it in the readings. His energies are warm towards you. I thought he would be over me, but he's definitely not. No, he's not. And you guys are just stuck in limbo. So someone's got to break through. And if it's not him, it's you. That rhymed. If it rhymes, it's time. If it rhymes, everything's fine. Yeah. So I would take that. I would shoot that shot because yeah, 2 years is a long time. Yeah. Thank you so much, Shateri. I appreciate you, and yeah, you got this. You got this, and you need clarity. It's been a long time. Miss Felicia, how the heck are you, girl? Sorry, 1 second. Oh, you're so welcome, love. Anytime, girl. Good. About to pick up the kids for summer. I'm happy they will be home soon. Oh, that's fantastic. By the way, Shateria, I'm looking at your icon picture. I don't know if you're still here. You're hella beautiful. You're a beautiful woman. I know that's a small picture, but I'm looking at it, and you've got a beautiful smile. Beautiful. I love your hair. Love the dress. You're beautiful. Hey, Austin, how's it going, buddy? How you feeling? You feeling better? Sorry, sorry if that was weird, Shateria. I think I just like complimenting people if it's genuine. People need to know that stuff. I think it's nice to know. I'm sure you already know it. My question is, how much should I raise EC monthly rent? Oh, you want to do a throwdown? You got it. 50, 75, or 100? You got it. It's not. I get it all the time. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, girl. And that's a good thing. That is wonderful. I used to get hollered at all the time. I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm like, oh, I got old. No, I used to get really dressed up like every day. I'd look hella cute every day. I'd have like outfits picked out the day before. And, yeah, maybe that's it. You want to keep her as a tenant. You got it, Felicia. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How much should Felicia... Feeling okay? I did gentle yoga in the morning. Good, good. No wonder he's nervous. Yeah, girl. There's a song that I used to listen to back in the day by this band, Gravy Train, called Hella Nervous. You make him nervous. Nervous. Hella, hella, hella nervous. Yeah, yeah. That's another thing. Beauty intimidates people for sure. For sure. Yeah. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's monthly rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Felicia raise EC's rent by $50, $75, or $100? Shateria, you hella funny. Get that money, girl. Okay, we have the Empress reversed. So general energy, Empress reversed. So for $50, we have the King of Cups reversed. For $75, we have the Two of Wands reversed. For $100, we have the Sun. Shateria is right. General energy is Five of Cups and the Empress reversed. Spirit saying to raise it by 100. Shateria is saying raise it by 100. Yeah, absolutely. With the Sun, by $50, she can manage it. She can manage it. It's not out of her means. She does have the means to pay the extra $100. Does she know that her rent's going to be raised? How long has she been a tenant of yours? Because there is some energy of she's not going to be thrilled. Let's be honest. Even though she likes you as a landlord and you like her as a tenant, nobody likes their rent being raised. So that's kind of just the general energy. And the bid goes to 100%. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. 3 years, and the rent's been the same for 3 years, I'm guessing. So yeah, especially if the rent's been the same for 3 years, inflation is real, and she does have the means. Yeah, yeah, she's a great tenant, but the economy has gone up. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, it has. I need to raise my rates as well. I meant to actually do that at the beginning of the year. Just stuff is just so expensive now. In this country, especially in this state. Oh my god, and in the city I live in, oy vey. Yeah, yeah. Um, you are not being unfair at all by raising it by 100. It's necessary, is what Spirit's saying. So yeah, you got the okay from Spirit. Well, thank you so much, Miss Felicia. Ah, what is this? Oh, why is it so? It is gas and food. Um, for real, that was what freaked me out, girl. Like, it was 3 weeks. I want to say it was 3 weeks ago. I was back in my hometown, like past Oakland, like East Bay, Walnut Creek. I don't know if you've heard of it. I was in the town I grew up in. I was working there a couple Fridays ago, like 3 weeks ago, and then I went over to my parents' house out in Discovery Bay, which is way far out, and I went and got gas. Um, and and it's usually cheaper out there than in the city. It was like almost $6 a gallon. I was like, this is bad. When you see the gas prices going up, it's terrible. And food, the cost of food, like you go to McDonald's, like a basic like meal is like $10, like, and then it's not like, and then their workers are not getting paid, enough either. It's just, yeah, the economy is just North America is in shambles. Sorry, I'm getting all depressing. Let's be optimistic and happy. Yeah, things will get better. Shit just sucks right now. I mean, stuff just sucks right now. Um, yeah, when I saw those gas prices go up, I was just like, oh, this is not good. This ain't good. Yeah, and I live right across the street. It's crazy, $6. Yeah, well, it's not. It's a little lower now. I got it. The gas station down the street from me is pretty cheap. Um, as opposed to, well, the one in the corner is actually pretty cheap as well compared to like downtown. I think I paid like 567 last week. I'm really lucky. I drive a hybrid. Um, well, I'd be luckier if I drove an electric car. um, but hybrids are good too. So my car, she doesn't use a lot of gas. I drive quite a bit. I can go. I only have to get gas maybe like once every 2 weeks, so that's a blessing. Um, but yeah, no, the gas prices are insane. Whenever I travel outside of the state, I'm always like, "Whoa, gas is so cheap!" Like, what? Yeah, no, gas is super expensive here. Hella cars, hella people drive, and I mean, one out of every 20 people in San Francisco is like a millionaire. So people are gonna take advantage of that. Yep, I'm still looking into a fully electric car. Yeah, yeah, I could see you. I could see you with a Tesla or like a Lucid or something. I tried a Lucid once. Um, Super smooth. I love the electric Jaguars with the oh, you probably don't have Waymo. I'm sure you've heard of Waymo though. The electric cars, the robot cars that are no one's driving. Well, it's like a ghost driver, and you're just in there alone. It's pretty cool, I have to say. Having a robot chauffeur you, it's like your own private limousine. I'll be honest. And sometimes it's cheaper than Uber, and you don't have to tip. So, and they don't, their rates don't really like surge like Uber does. So sometimes it's cheaper. But yeah, those I love those Jaguars. They use white electric Jaguars, and they're super plush, super lovely inside, luxurious. I have heard and seen them in California. Yeah, yeah. Um, they're great. I think they're great. Some people are totally afraid of them. I mean, as a driver, I drive with them. They're chill. Um, they always let you go first at a stop sign. Um, they don't get angry. They don't get pissed off. Some guy like went super aggro on me. He must have been on like hell speed or something because he was speeding behind me on the freeway, and I needed to move into the next lane. And I started to move, but I saw that he was speeding, so I quickly just moved back into my lane. There was no threat of him hitting me at all, girl. He was like at least like he was hella far. He was at least like 10 cars away from me. And as soon as he drives past me, he literally like sticks his neck out the window and yells "F you" at me. I'm like, have a nice day, blessed be. What the fuck? Why did that make you feel good, man? Like, are you not getting laid? What's going on? Because like this whole situation is really weird. Yeah. So that's why I like robot drivers, because robots are chiller than humans. I just can't deal with aggro drivers. I don't need that energy. One day it'll be like the Jetsons. We'll all have automatic driving cars, and we won't have to worry about driving. I would love that. Anyway, oh yeah. So I'm like stuttering tonight. I don't know what's going on. But I'm fine. But the donation queue is currently open again, everybody. Yeah, I'm still looking. Or I have heard. Oh, sorry. I thought you sent another message. Um, yeah, they are very cool. Cool. Thank you so much again, Miss Felicia. Okay, let's destroy all unconscious blockages and eliminate negative thoughts. Hello, welcome, Vasily Susie. How are you? Oh my goodness, Alea! Hey girl, hey! Oh my god, I haven't talked to you in so long. How are you? Girl, you are like my OG. I think you might be the like I don't want to say the oldest because you're not, but yeah, the longest member of the Chan Chan. It's been like 5 years, girl. I was actually thinking about the early days of my channel just just like an hour ago, when we were in COVID and we were in lockdown. Um, you did. I did not know that, Austin, because I think I met you shortly after, or maybe a couple years after. All right. So I have been on for a couple of hours now, so I'm going to do one last call if you have any questions. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations tonight. Thank you. I don't think I will be on tomorrow. Yeah. I have my class and stuff. I will try. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations tonight. Thank you. If you have a burning question that you need me to answer now, would be the time to send your donation. Thank you. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations tonight. Thank you very much. Last call, everybody. Thank you. Last call tonight for all donations. Thank you. Thank you. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you. Thank you. Last call. Thank you. Alright, looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Thank you all so very much, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.